Recorded Books presents an unabridged recording of China Run by David Ball, narrated by George Guidell. This work is copyrighted 2002 by David W. Ball. This recording is copyrighted 2002 by Recorded Books. When Alison Turk finally holds the Chinese infant she's agreed to adopt, she knows that although she's standing in an orphanage in China, she's in heaven. But right before she boards the plane home to the U.S., the government tells her a mistake has been made, and they want her baby back. Unable to surrender the child she loves, Alison takes off for the American consulate in Shanghai, with the Chinese police in hot pursuit. And now, China Run.
Prologue. Shaolin was haunted by the memory of the bitter winter when she had dug a shallow grave for the baby. A rare cold front had descended from Mongolia and turned the sky that day as cold and leaden as her soul. She'd scratched through the snow and pawed at the frozen earth until her fingers bled. Hot tears mingled with her blood. The hole was soon big enough because the bundle was so small. A girl, it was, Xiaoxi, a small happiness. But there was no happiness at all. With permission for only one child, the child must not be a girl. A woman came into the world to bear sons, not daughters, sons to carry on the family name, sons to inherit the family's possessions, sons to support parents in old age and then to sweep their graves. Daughters married away worthless. For 100 generations it had been so. "So you are your mother's daughter after all," her husband raged when she called out to him that his firstborn was a girl. "You are cursed." It was true. Her mother had borne 4 girls and no boys. Her mother's mother had 6 children, all girls. He had worried the affliction ran in her family. The face of her mother-in-law was grim as she took the baby. "I will do it," she told Shaolin. But she had not had to do a thing. The baby made it easy. There was something in her throat. Something in the way, mucus perhaps, and she wasn't breathing right. She was choking and needed a slap. The mother-in-law set her down and turned away. The baby went blue and stopped struggling. Afterward, Shaolin trudged through frozen fields to the hilltop where her husband's great-grandfather was buried beneath a rubble of stone. It was no longer permitted to bury the dead in the ground. Land was too valuable. She should have set the body in the Yangtze, where it would slip away to the sea. But she didn't care about that. She'd done enough that day for her family. She'd done enough that day for China. She'd done enough that day for a lifetime. There was another memory, another permission from the government, long awaited when for a time they stopped tracking her periods on the chalkboard in the village. Another baby was being allowed into the district. Their baby. This time her husband wanted to know. They took savings from the box beneath the bed. She traveled all the way to Jiangyin on the back of a cart to see the doctor. He had an ultrasound machine. Everyone used them now, said the old women of the village. Ultrasounds could find girl babies before they were born, and then the easy thing could be done. They made her drink water until she was near bursting, and then helped her onto a cold steel table. The doctor rubbed her belly with jelly and pressed a cup to her skin. She strained to see the gray mass moving about on the little black and white screen. After a time, the doctor nodded and pointed at something. Shaolin saw only a smudge. The doctor said the smudge was a girl. She had an abortion while her husband waited in the hallway outside. She closed her eyes to the cold steel and the doctor's rough hands and told herself it was the best thing. But the ultrasound fooled the doctor. The dead child was a boy. Her husband went crazy with grief and anger. He left without her, left her alone on the table. For a whole week, her mother-in-law wouldn't let her into the house, so she slept in the straw near the sun-warmed mud walls outside, next to the goats and the sheep. The next time, she left home to have the baby alone. The child was born in an orange grove beneath a bright sun and cried loudly through strong lungs. When Shaolin saw it was another girl, she thought about killing herself with the knife she'd used for the cord. It seemed the only way. She couldn't let the child destroy their family, their lives. She couldn't keep it, and she couldn't kill it. If she abandoned it, she might spend years.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.